Growing up, Parmelia had been, if not poor, at least disadvantaged. Her widowed mother had worked at the steam laundry. "There is much discussion, indeed," he agreed. Relief she saw that he could discuss this with her, and a hint of yearning, quickly hidden by a return of his eyes and hands to the stove's heat. "Based upon the exigencies of taxation rather than compassion." She brushed her hands down her skirts, looking at the tips of her shoes. His care for her held no threat or urgency, only made her feel the poignancy of such a friendship. In the end of the room was an outflung octagonal turret, where the Christmas tree stood, filling the parlor with the aromas of moss and sap. Last night, Josephine and her daughters had decorated the tree with popcorn chains, gilded walnut shells, and stars made of paper lace. "I have read about the auction, Mr. Fairweather. Once a year paupers are offered for sale." The bidding went downward rather than up. The lowest bidder won the pauper. "It saves the province money." "Precisely. There is a girl up for auction. I have visited her. Her name is Flora Salford." He folded his hands in his lap and watched the fire. She saw his lips tighten, pained. "Why? Why is she up for auction?" "Evidently she was brought from England by one of the philanthropic people or organizations. She mentions a lady whose name she may never have known. Flora, has been here in Canada for 5 years and has somehow fallen through the cracks, as it were. I suspect that Maria Rye is the philanthropist responsible. Have you heard of her?" Yes. Josephine had seen pictures of Maria Rye in the newspaper. She was an Englishwoman. The children she brought to Canada were known as Miss Rye's girls. "She is a bit slipshod in tracking the children, especially those not taken to her distributing home in Niagara-on-the-Lake, but dropped in Halifax or St. John." A log crumbled. He prodded the fire into shape with the poker. "The short of Flora's story is that she went to a farmer and his wife, who were both killed in a carriage accident. I heard of that accident on the Mine Hill. Terrible. The girl has no one, and so has ended up on the pauper rolls. Hence, she is to be sold at auction." "She has no one? No friends of the couple who could take her in?" "No. I tried." Harland broke off, leaning forward to peer out a patch of window where the frost ferns were dissolving. "I begged him not to go out this morning. It is 20 degrees below, I told him." Harland kept a weather station. Every morning he raised a flag on the roof of his house so he could see the least twitch of breeze. "It is 1 1/2 degree colder on this morning than it has been on any December 23rd for 9 years." Josephine craned to see out the window, touched by his concern. Snow rose as from the bristles of an invisible broom, drifted iridescent in the morning sun. Beyond the expanse of snow-covered lawn, she could see Harland's elderly father walking down the street, terrier at his heels, the tassels of a paisley shawl flirting with the tops of his boots. The dog scurried, eyes squinted against the cold, reluctant, obedient. "There's a reason we call my father the Commodore, you know. He will brook no interruption in his routine. Save for death, as he says." He watched a moment longer. "Ah, well." Harland sat back. "No, as far as I can tell, Flora is utterly alone. I managed to find a family to take the girl through Christmas. They will have her until the auction." Josephine brought to mind the customary image of a home child. Street Arabs, they were called, assumed to be rough, ill-bred, untrustworthy. "Why have you come to me, Mr. Fairweather?" "Unfortunately, Mrs. Galloway, I cannot offer her to you as a servant. By dint of